So welcome to my Q&A plus live stream in celebration of me hitting 8,000 subscribers. And let me just start out by saying that I am totally overwhelmed by this number. It's not really something I ever expected when I first started editing, and I didn't expect it. I just didn't expect it. That's all I have to say about that. So thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. I hope this Q&A plus will kind of make up for the fact that I didn't really get to make a video this time around due to MX Disney and surgery and school and upcoming exams and blah blah blah. I think I would like to start out this live stream by talking about something I have talked very little about in general. So before we get into the actual Q&A part, I would like to just regard the thing about my name. Because if you follow me on Tumblr, you have seen that I was going to talk about this in my Q&A plus. For those of you who don't know, I have been hiding my real name for some years. And the reason for that is that I have experienced people... Jesus Christ. They probably saw some dogs outside or something. They have like this little, like they can look out the window. They're small dogs, but they can like jump up the couch and then up in the window pane, and then they can look outside. I told my mom to please make them shut up if they started barking, but she's not very good at it. But okay, I'll try again. I have been hiding my name for some years because I have actually experienced people finding me on Facebook because they knew my real name. And not my full name, but just my first name. And I don't know why, but to me that is like going over a line that I just feel like shouldn't... It's a line that shouldn't be crossed with me. Like, if you want to be friends with me on Facebook, I have no issue with that. But I do prefer for people to actually talk to me about it first. You're ruining it! That helped. And basically, because these people knew my first name, they went ahead and found me on Facebook. And most of the time when those people tried, or actually did find me on Facebook, they just went ahead, sent me a friend request, and then maybe sent me a message like, oh, I am from blah blah blah, would you be my friend, or something, I don't know. And I don't know, to me that's just uncomfortable. If you want to be my friend on Facebook, I have no problems with that. I would just prefer for people to actually ask me beforehand, or at least just mention, hey, would you like to be friends on Facebook, or can I contact you there, or whatever. Then I'm actually okay with it. But just going ahead and doing whatever the hell you want, that to me is like, I don't know, it kind of shocked me a little, mostly because the people who did find me on Facebook were people I wasn't really friends with. I wasn't really friends with them. Most of the time it's people I have actually never talked to or barely even knew or whatever. But I am not going to be hiding my name anymore because a few weeks ago one of my classmates and I were discussing the fact that I hadn't been able to find them on Facebook. And basically she told me that that was because that she was basically hidden from people who were not friends with one of her friends. And I was like, that could solve so many things with the whole issue of people finding me on Facebook without my consent, so to speak. So I asked her how, and she basically went ahead on my Facebook, changed my settings, and now people can't find me on Facebook unless they're friends with one of my friends. And that has just given me such a sense of, it's just given me such a sense of relief that basically I'm not afraid of people knowing my name anymore. And those of you who are following me on Tumblr, you probably already know my name because I have shown it a few times. But I have never, like, officially declared my name in any way. And it feels a little weird to be declaring your name so officially because it's not that big a deal. Not anymore, at least. But I do feel like given the fact that I've been hiding it for such a long time, it wouldn't make sense for me to just randomly throw it out there all of a sudden. So, basically, my name. My name is A.K.A. and that is a little hard to pronounce sometimes if you're speaking English. In English, you would usually say Ayla, and I don't have an issue with people saying Ayla, but my name is Ayla. And something I've been told by my English-speaking friends is that they have an easier time remembering how to pronounce my name if they think that they have to say island, but just remove the nd at the end. So Ayla, like that's closer than Ayla at least. I again don't mind if people say Ayla if they think that's easier, but my name is Ayla, Ayla, and this is a Turkish name which means moonshine, which is why I had this tattoo. My mom didn't know it was Turkish when she gave me this name. She saw it in a book called The Clan of the Cave Bears, which is not a book I have read. It's at like 600 pages or something like that. That's a little too much for me, even me. But I have watched the movie, and I'm pretty honored to have been named from this character, because she's basically, how to put it, she's a badass. She's pretty much a badass. Like, she's pretty cool. I'm happy to have been named been named after her. So yeah, that's about my name. My YouTube name, AiraSora, is a reference to my real name, and it's basically the Japanese way you would spell my name in a way. And Sora, Sora, means sky in Japanese, and that's a reference to my last name because part of my last name has the word sky in it. So basically, my YouTube name is actually pretty personal, just a Japanese way to say it. So, okay, now that that's out of the way, we can actually get started with the Q&A plus. And I need to look at my phone to see what you guys are, like, writing. So, okay, let's see. No one has asked a question yet because you guys have, of course, been waiting patiently. Thank you very much for that. That also means I can start out with the questions that Minto asked me back when I uploaded the video declaring I was gonna make this Q&A live stream. She wanted to make sure she got to ask her questions in case she was gonna be working, which is fair enough. So she had a couple there. Where the fuck did it go? There. Okay, let's see. I will start with just one of her questions, and then I'll go back to look at what you guys are writing. I'm trying to figure out how to do this with my phone, but I'm gonna do my best. Okay, from Minto. Did you grow up with any other Cartoon Network / Nickelodeon cartoons besides Hey Arnold? I actually didn't grow up with Hey Arnold. I discovered the show when I was about 18, I think, 18, 19, something like that. And I discovered it through a very, very, very negative review by my nostalgia critic, that guy with the glasses, in case that brings a more of a bill to some people. Basically, he was reviewing a ton of Nickelodeon cartoons, and Hey Arnold was the last one he was reviewing, and he admitted that he had only watched the first episode because that was about when Hey Arnold came out. That was about the time he stopped watching cartoons on Nickelodeon. So he only watched like the first episode, so of course his review was kinda because he didn't really get a chance to actually see all the greatness of this show. But basically his review was what got me into the show, because he was talking about Helga's love / obsession with Arnold. So that got me intrigued, and then I ended up binge watching all 5 seasons in one go, and then the movie, and now we're gonna get a new movie by Thanksgiving, and I'm so hyped for that. I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm looking forward to Arnold and Helga hopefully getting together. I'm looking forward to seeing Arnold's parents and finding out what happened to them, and I'm looking forward to fangirling about it with Olive. I'm looking forward to so much. Like, it's gonna be so great. I am so looking forward to it. But yeah, I didn't grow up with Hey Arnold at all. I grew up with Kim Possible, what's it called? Brandon, Mr. Whiskers, Dexter's Laboratory, Cow and Chicken, Ed, Ed and Eddie. God, I love that. I don't know why, I just did. What else? I grew up with most cartoons, I think. I watched a lot of TV as a kid, like a lot. A lot. um, there's a ton of others, but right now I can't remember shit. So, sorry. Let's see. Minto, we'll just take the rest of her questions. She has like 4, I think. What made you decide to ship Holly and Thumbelina in the first place? I didn't really decide to ship them. I never decide to ship anything. I just look at something and I'm like, shit, I'm into it. Or something like that. My first video with them was in fall 2016. And I didn't get shipping feelings from them right away. Actually, back when I was making this particular video, it was with Girls Like Girls by... Oh fuck, what's her name? Oh, you all know that song anyway, Girls Like Girls. And basically, I made up the story before I cast the character. So basically, the story I wanted to portray was a hardcore lesbian who was definitely out of the closet versus a girl who was dating a douchebag and kind of like not sure about her sexuality, or maybe a little bit more in the closet or shy or whatever. And basically, after making up this story, I decided on the characters after that, and I was like, okay, Holly, definitely the hardcore lesbian. She's sexual, she's confident, she worked with this character. And then I was like, then there's the shy sweetheart. So I was like, I was thinking of Ariel actually, but I decided against using her because her human scenes are, well, they include her never speaking. And in general, I don't know, I don't really enjoy editing with her anymore because I've edited so much with her in the past. So I feel like I've kind of overused her by now. Not that I haven't overused Thumbelina by now, because I most definitely have. But yeah, I didn't get shipping feelings from them from that movie actually. I'm not sure when it started, because my second Helena video was in December with the song Mistletoe. And I remember by then I was very much shipping them, so I'm not really sure what changed between the first video and the second video, because I didn't start shipping them immediately. I don't know what changed. I honestly don't remember. And pardon me while I drink water. Let's see. Taboo editing or cute editing? Oh, that's difficult, because like cute editing can make you feel really good on a day when you're sad or angry or whatever. But taboo editing usually has some really cool, dark storylines, and that can be really intriguing. So I think it depends on my mood. Like sometimes I'm in the mood for just some cute fluff, and other times it's like I want to feel the angst. It's always one of the dogs who's barking. Like they both bark, definitely, but like one of them is definitely barking more than the other. Let's see. Do you plan on editing with another anime besides Yuri on Ice? I have actually edited with a lot more anime than most people realize. The first anime I ever edited with was Tokyo Mew Mew, because that was the first anime I ever watched. I also edited with it recently, twice this year, I think. I have also edited with Koisuro Buken, which is my favorite yaoi of all time, and I have watched a lot of yaoi and read a lot of yaoi, so that's saying something. I have also edited with, let's see, I'm trying to go through it in my head. I think I have edited with Diabolic Lovers, or I was at least planning to. I have used some footage from it at least. And I definitely want to use the mansion for something at some point, because it's like the coolest mansion ever. It's so creepy and so gorgeous at the same time. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting some. Crap. At the top of my head, I don't remember any more than that. That's not a lot. Do I plan to? Probably. I mean, I definitely have a few crack ships, or like not crack ships, crossover ships with Yuri on Ice. Like first of all, I've been kind of missing a little bit with the idea of Yurio and Kishu together. Kishu from Tokyo Mew Mew. and I'm not really sure why. They're the same age, both 15, I believe. I think Kisha was 14, 15, something like that. They're both kind of douchebags and jerks, but they're both very lovable at the same time. So like, I don't know, I've been experimenting a little bit with that idea, and I don't know, I don't have anything planned right now, but maybe in the future. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. That was Minto's question, so now you guys have room for questions. I'm gonna have to go and take a look at the chat again because I can't see shit. Hi Dingo! Who's your favorite? And Asmiria! There you are! Hi Dingo, hi Asmiria. Am I saying your name right? Dingo? Dingo? I don't know. Who's your favorite in Ed, Edd and Eddy? God, what do you mean favorite? Favorite ship? Favorite character? My favorite ship is definitely Kevin and Double D. And I know they're pretty unpopular in the fandom, while also insanely popular. They're kind of like the Jelsa of cartoons in a way. I don't know, that's what it feels like sometimes. Like, there's a lot of hate for that ship. But to me, it's this perfect good guy, bad guy dynamic. And I love when one character is like the stereotypical bad character and the other one is more good or geek or sweetheart or pushover, whatever. I usually think those that particular trope gives the more interesting storylines. So yeah, I think my favorite ship is Kevin and Double D, and favorite character, none, I think, because the thing about Ed, Edd and Eddy, it's one of the few cartoons I actually outgrew. Like, I haven't watched the new season where they've changed the clothes and they're actually in school or whatever. I've never seen anything from it, I just know it exists. So it's not something that I have taken with me into adulthood. Do you have an upcoming project you are excited about? Oh, I always have. There is, let me see, like, first of all, those of you who follow me on Tumblr, you probably noticed that I've been planning a Hamilton project, which is going to be an MMB style kind of project, which means it will be pictures, but they'll be like slightly moving, kind of like puppets. If you watched any videos with manga, then usually they have this MMB style of editing, and that's what I want to try out. I've tried it out before, but I've never posted anything with it. I've just been like experimenting with it or whatever. So I want to do that with the Hamilton project. I want to do it with my two favorite songs from the musical, which is Helpless and Satisfied, because those two songs, first of all, they're my favorites, and second of all, those two songs on their own is their own little story. So I feel like that could work very well for a project on its own. And it's 10 minutes long, so it's something that's not going to be in the near future. But I decided on the MMB style both because I think it's a cool style and it's a nice way to experiment, and but also because it was but also because it was going to save me some time. So that's one, and then I have an upcoming Fresme project, meaning Frollo and Esmeralda, which I actually got pretty far with. I think it was supposed to be my 8,000 subscribers video actually, which, what happened to it? Life got in the way, as usual. I'm still excited about it. It's still going to be my upcoming independent project, so to speak, but there's going to be other Fresme videos on my channel before that, through MEP parts. What else? I think that I also have this idea for a multi-crossover with all of my OTPs, like my slash OTP, my fem slash OTP, my anthro OTP, like basically my 6 OTPs, with one of my favorite songs, I Won't Disagree, by Kate, I don't know how to pronounce her name, I'm sorry. If you know the song, you probably know why I love it. It's absolutely amazing, and I feel like it fits my OTPs in general, because it's kinda angsty, but also there's a lot of love in it. So yeah, those are 3 projects I am very much looking forward to start edit and finish, hopefully, in this year. Okay, let's see. No questions while I've been talking. Okay. That gives us the awkward silence mode. Hamilton. Yes, Hamilton. That's great. Hamilton is definitely like, it's entered my heart in a surprising kind of way. I didn't know I was going to like it that much. Still waiting for a question. This is this is where I should have like waited with answering all of Minto's questions, because then I could have saved some for now. Because now it's just awkward silence. And I'm just sitting here waiting. There. What made you get into editing? Oh, I think it was through videos with Kishu and Ichigo from Tokyo Mew Mew. Like, those videos were what got me into anime and Japanese culture and the language and other anime, and I think that was my introduction to editing and AMVs and so forth. Yeah, I think so, but my first video posted on my YouTube channel is actually one of Aladdin and Jasmine with the song Kiss Kiss by Holly Valance, I think her name is, if I remember correctly. It's old. Don't look at my oldest videos from 7 years ago, please. You're only gonna hurt yourself. It's really, really bad. Is there a country you want to visit that I haven't visited before? Okay, not a country, but Hawaii. I definitely want to go to Hawaii at some point. Not a country, why did I say that? I want to go to Hawaii, definitely. I also want to go to Italy at some point. Not sure where in Italy. I think probably Venice. But if we're talking the countries I want to go back to, then Japan. I want to go to Japan for a third time, please. And I want to explore it even more. It's such a great, awesome culture. Yeah, I want to go back to Japan, and I want to visit Hawaii and Italy, and I do want to go to California at some point, or New York, or I don't know, somewhere. I definitely, like, I'm a traveler by heart. I love to travel and visit other places and experience some different cultures. To me, traveling is only interesting if I get to see something new, so going to places that resembles my own culture and my own architecture or whatever is kind of boring to me. Like, the only place I have enjoyed visiting that resembles Denmark is London. And I'm not saying that London is particularly that close to the culture or the way that Copenhagen looks, but it's too close. But the reason I love London is because I'm a musical and theater person. So I always go to London just for the sake of musicals. I'm actually going to London this August, I think, yeah, August, to watch Aladdin, first of all, but also like actually experience some of London this time, because the other 2 times my mom and I have been to London, it's only been for the sake of theater and musicals. So in London I have watched Lion King, the Nutcracker the musical, Shrek the musical. God, I've been there just for the sake of theater and musical, to be honest. Do you have any really nostalgic videos or MPs, etc. that you keep rewatching and get inspired from? Oh, if we're talking my own videos, then I sometimes rewatch my Bakerhood videos, my videos with Robin and Basil, just because I ship them so much. And I sometimes rewatch. Well, my phone vibrated. Don't know if you guys could hear that, but I could. I watch that one from time to time, and also The Princess and the Mouse video with Anastasia and Jack, whatever. Because I remember how much effort it took to make it, and I'm still kind of proud of it. I'm pretty happy with it. Like, it was a spin on the typical fairy tale, and I don't know, it makes me happy to look at sometimes. because it was also one of those projects where you're like, I'm never gonna finish this, but I'm gonna keep going anyway. And then I ended up finishing it in time for my 7,000 subscribers video. So it just makes me happy to be looking at it, and I'm like, I made this. I finished this. This pretty long thing that definitely has flaws, but I'm still happy with it. So that's definitely some videos I go back to watch. If we're talking other people's videos, that's a little harder because I usually watch videos once or twice and then that's that. I think, oh, let's see. I feel like there's an obvious video in my head that I'm just not remembering. I think the videos I usually return to aren't non-Disney related. They're more like manga and anime related. I don't know why I rewatched those, but I do. And oh, there is this. It's not an MEP. It's a video with Junjo Romantica and Sekai Ichi Hatsukoi, which are two animes by the same company, and they kind of exist in the same universe and so on. And it's called Shiver Shiver, I believe. But I think I rewatched that a lot because I love the song. And this particular editor is really, really good at portraying emotions through their editing, which I sometimes think is more amazing than a lot of effects or whatever. Like, portraying emotions through your editing is difficult sometimes, and actually portraying the song. Because the thing about this particular Shiver Shiver song, at least to me, is that it's very emotionally powerful because it gives this sense of, I am so in love that I don't know what to do and I shiver when you're near me, and that's hard to portray through editing a lot of the time. So, like, kudos to this particular editor. And you live in Copenhagen. I'm in Malmö. Hi! I didn't know you were Swedish, but I just didn't know you were there. Okay. What is your favorite Ghibli movie? Oh, what's it called in English? Sorry, I know the Japanese titles. Sento Chihiro no Kamikakushi. That's what's that called in English? I don't really remember the Danish title. What's it called in? It's with Chihiro and her secret name is Sen, and what is it called in English? I don't know. That was my Spirited Away. Spirited Away. That's what it's called in English. Sorry, I've only ever watched it in Japanese because that's what I do with the anime types of movies and so forth. So I usually don't know the English titles for most movies or series. And this was my first Ghibli movie, and definitely still my favorite because I don't know, it's magical, it's weird, it's whimsical, there's a bit of a love story in there. When Chihiro and Haku have to say goodbye and he let go of her hands, when he lets go of her hand, it's like, ow, my heart. Like, I don't know, to me it's just so incredibly sad because part of you is wondering if they're ever going to see each other again, and I have a feeling that they're not going to, because I don't know, you could question whether this world is actually real or not. So Haku actually appearing later on would kind of ruin the questioning of whether this whole thing was real or not. So, but I would like to think that they end up together somehow, definitely. Yeah. Thank you, Backtack, for telling me that it was called Spirited Away. I figured it out on my own, thank God. And the Danish title too, yeah, the Chihiro and the Witches, which is not that's not a title that makes a lot of sense, like Chihiro and the Witches. Like, I mean, I know there is two witches technically, but like, there's not a lot of focus on the second one, so what's the point? I need a new question. Oh. It's hinted that she forgot everything that happened. Don't tell me that! That's not fair. I did not remember that. I didn't need to remember that. Shh. Ignorance is bliss. And now we're back to the awkward silence. So I'm just gonna readjust my pigtails because I don't know what else to do. I have nothing to talk about unless I have a question. That was some weak ass whistling. That wasn't any better, but I will have to do. Save me from this awkward silence by giving me a question. Favorite non-Disney movie? I assume you mean non-Disney movie and not just all of non-Disney movies. Because my favorite Disney movie is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. My favorite non-Disney movie. That one's way more difficult. I never considered that, I think. I'm so tempted to like go on my computer and just look through my movies. At the moment, Ballerina. Which I've edited with twice by now. I feel like with movies, it's hard to choose a favorite if it's not something you watched as a kid. At least to me, like The Hunchback of Notre Dame is by far my favorite Disney movie and will always be. So, like, I don't know. It just is, because it has this perfect amount of both childishness and childlike wonder and imagination, but it's also really dark and very adult in some ways. So, at what age did you start writing fan fiction? When was my first fan fiction? That was 5 years ago? I think my first fan fiction, I'm looking through my fan fiction right now. Let's see, my first posted fan fiction was in 2013. We're in 2017 now. So it was in August, so I was about to turn 20. No, wait, what? I was born, sorry, my brain is not working. I was born in 1994. No way. Oh, okay, yeah, I am right. I was about to turn 20. 19? Really? Was I 19? No. My brain must not be working. It's a little bit late and I haven't eaten a lot. I must be wrong. What? I was about to turn 19, so I was 18. Yeah. There we go. I was 18 when I wrote my first fanfic. Oh my god. My brain... Yeah, that was embarrassing. Moving on. Let's see. How are you now after surgery? I am perfectly normal, so to speak. I was normal right after the surgery too. Basically, the biggest difference between pre-surgery and post-surgery was a bit of pain in the stomach, and I was a little bit tired, and like I couldn't sleep on my stomach on my side because I was a little bit afraid, also because it hurt. But after like 5 days after the surgery, I was already sleeping on my stomach, so everything's fine. I believe it was this Monday? Yeah, a week ago I had my stitches taken out, which was a bit of a weird experience because I don't like my doctor very much. I really want to change, but it's a long process here in Denmark to change your fucking doctor. So it was a bit weird to have been like, okay, I'm just gonna remove my clothes now and show you my stomach. But it was okay. It was a little weird. Didn't hurt. Like, I have never had stitches removed before, so I didn't know what to expect. Like, I didn't know if it was gonna hurt or not, but it didn't. He basically just held up the stitches and then cut them off. Like, part of me was like, I could have done that. I could have taken the stitches out myself. But yeah, he had to also like make sure that it had grown together properly and whatever. And right now, all I really have is some red marks from the surgery, like, and they are gonna like fade over time. There's going to be some surgery scars afterwards, but I don't really care. My stomach is like filled with stretch marks anyway, so it's like I don't care. They are not gonna make that big a difference, and I don't really care about the stretch marks either. I spent a lot of years of my teendom. I spent a lot of my teenage years being worried about the stretch marks and not liking them and being like, this is embarrassing, what so and so on, and was actually like considering surgery or whatever to have them removed, or like I was looking for ways to have them removed. And then after turning 20, I like changed a lot when it comes to like how I view myself, how I view others. I grew a lot since I turned 20. I'm 22 now, in case you guys didn't know. Um, so like those stretch marks, they're just a part of me now. Like I don't really think that stretch marks are particularly ugly. Of all the things to care about on your body, then, and at least on my body, then the stretch marks are not gonna be what I'm most embarrassed about or whatever. Like I really don't care. It's more like they're like miscolorings or whatever. Like I can't bring myself to care about them. And whenever you hear about stretch marks anywhere on the internet, it's like, oh, it's terrible, how to remove stretch marks, blah blah blah. There's so many other things you can be shallow about, so I really don't get it. But to each their own. Which non-Disney, I mean Disney and non-Disney characters would you cast as the Schuyler sisters from Hamilton? I assume you don't. Blah, blah. Um, when I posted my announcement of me doing a Hamilton project on Tumblr, I showed Belle and Esmeralda as the Schuyler sisters. Esmeralda as Angelica and Belle as Eliza. And I feel like casting Esmeralda as Angelica was like the easiest casting I've ever done, because first of all she looks like the actress from the musical, and second of all they are very similar in personality. I feel like they are both like probably feminists. They don't let men trample on them. Like they're very headstrong and secure and whatever. So I feel like Esmeralda as Angelica was very easy to cast. Belle as Eliza took way too long though, because I was really unsure who I wanted to use both editing wise, but also like who do I think look like the actress and who kind of fits the way Esmeralda looks, and I don't know, so on. But I chose Belle because I feel like she and Esmeralda are kind of similar, because both dealing with men the way they do, and they're both like independent, and they are like I can't talk very well right now. Hold on. Belle has a mind of her own, and so does Esmeralda, and so does Eliza and Angelica. Like they believe in what they believe in, and they don't really let other people tell them that they're wrong. So I feel like Belle and Esmeralda are kind of alike, and therefore they are perfect for Angelica and Eliza, in my opinion. So those are the two characters I'm going to be using for my Hamilton project. So yeah. What is your personal writing process when it comes to fan fiction? Ooh, my process. Well, the process of course starts with an idea. I feel like I have a lot of drool in my mouth. What the hell? I think I'm good to go now. My writing process of course starts with getting an idea, and I have a ton of ideas all the time. I will start with making a note of the idea, and then continuously add to the idea while I'm writing other fan fiction, I'm doing other things. Like I never start a story until I have a ton of notes for the story, and I have some sort of battle plan and chronological order of what I'm doing. So first of all, a lot of notes, a lot of research in a way if needed. Then after that, I basically just start writing. I've never had really issues with being stuck at a story as such, not for a long time at least. And I think that's because I'm smart enough, so to speak, to make a battle plan and to make notes of it first. Like, I never just go headfirst into a story that I don't have a lot of notes for yet, and I don't have an idea of how it's supposed to go or how it's supposed to end. Like, with the story I'm writing right now that is on a hiatus is called Lovely Misandry, and it's only like recently I decided how I wanted to end. But I still had like a very vivid idea how I wanted the story to go and what I wanted to happen here and there, and my notes for the story to others will look very confusing, but to me it's like perfectly lined up, so I'm like, I know what this refers to, I know what this means, blah blah blah. Yeah. So my process is to make a lot of notes for what I want to happen and try to put them in a chronological order that makes sense, and then just start writing. Yeah. So basically, I'm both organized and love to just be spontaneous. What do you fear? Like, are you afraid of heights, water, etc.? I have a fear of heights, now that you're mentioning it. It's not too bad. I am capable of going up in like a London Eye type of ride. What the fuck is that called? A Ferris wheel. Yeah, Ferris wheel. I am capable of doing that depending on how high up it is. But if it's at the size of London Eye, then no. Just no. I've been in Tokyo Tower, which is basically like a Tokyo version of the Eiffel Tower, and they had like windows, so to speak, in the floor so you could look down. And I did look down, but that's because I was inside a building, so I felt secure. But you're never gonna get me up in an air balloon. That's not happening. That's way too insecure for me. That is way too unsteady or whatever. You're never gonna get me up there. And I'm not going to enjoy anything that is too high up. But at the same time, when I was in Japan for the second time, my mom basically chose a hotel that had 40 floors. And we were at the 32nd floor, I believe. So we were really high up, and there was this like huge window that basically took up the space of an entire wall. And I did look down and I did enjoy it like thoroughly, but that's again because I was inside a building, so I felt safe. But I didn't like ever lean against the window or anything, because there was still this part of my brain saying, if I do that, it's gonna break and then I'm gonna die. Even though I know it's wrong. I also have a bit of a fear of like getting buried alive, but it's not a fear I think of a lot because it's probably never gonna happen. Like, how many people ever get into a situation where they're gonna be buried alive? I really don't think that's gonna happen to me, I hope. Crossing my fingers. I also have a fear of snakes. Like, when they appear on a TV screen, my first instinct is to turn away because it freaks me out. But at the same time, I find snakes insanely fascinating, and I actually know a lot of random facts about them. I like studying them and watching documentaries about them. Just don't make me actually hold one. A funny story I have about snakes is actually when Olive and I went to a place called the Blue Planet, which is here in Denmark. And basically we're walking through this rainforest type of environment, and I see a sign with a snake on it saying warning. And my first instinct, for some fucking reason, is to think that there's a snake slithering around some here in this open rainforest space. So I jump straight into Olive's arms, almost knocked the both of us over, and then I'm like, what does that sign mean? And basically she stayed close to me, and we were like looking around. We couldn't see any snakes whatsoever, and I was like really confused and really embarrassed and a little freaked out. And basically we walked downstairs under the rainforest, and then we see this huge aquarium with a snake in it. And then I'm like, oh my fucking god, why is there a warning sign about snakes at a part of the place where the snake isn't. Like, we were in this open rainforest location, and then they put up a warning signs about snakes, but the snakes aren't actually there. They're at the floor beneath it. That makes zero sense to me. So I was pissed and embarrassed, and yeah, basically I did look at the snake through the glass shield or whatever, but I didn't like look too closely because they freak me out. As soon as they are real and in front of me, I freak out. I have held a snake before though, when I was watching like a belly dancer show in Turkey, and she had a fucking snake, and I was a child. I don't remember how old, but like it freaked me out, but I did it because I have this. I don't like showing fear in front of a lot of people. So like if I can help it, then I'm not gonna like show my fear for snakes. So I just went ahead and did it, and then I really wasn't capable of doing anything else after that. Like I just stayed at the table with my mom and was like, don't let me go up there again. My fear of snakes, like I have this very strong idea that the reason for that is that once upon a time my mom took me to a zoo, and I don't know where this was, but it most definitely was not in Denmark, but because we do not have this type of zoo. But it was like this sort of room that was like open space, like rainforest space. It wasn't huge or anything, kind of like the size of my room in a way. And then they had this open and shut doors where there were snakes slithering around on the floor. Obviously, they were probably domesticated and not dangerous at all whatsoever, because they let just people walk through it. And basically what happened was that these open and shut doors, they separated my mom and me. And so I was alone with a bunch of strangers in this rainforest-like room with a ton of snakes slithering around my feet. And my mom was right on the other side. It was a glass shield. I could see her, but it freaked me out to be alone with them. I wasn't in there for a long time or anything. It was obviously an accident. I don't think the people who were controlling the doors realized it was I was her daughter for some fucking reason. But I think that might have been why my fear of snakes started. Yeah, I think so. I also think I have a little bit of trypophobia. And for those of you guys who don't know what trypophobia is, I don't blame you. It's kind of like this internet thing in a way. It's like, the definition of trypophobia is fear of holes, which is not really how I would define my fear, which is why I think it's very slight. But like, some people get freaked out by looking at something with a lot of small holes in it, and while that is sort of true for me, then it's mostly like images of, I can't really explain it, but I do get this feeling of, oh god, I don't want to look at that, and just scroll past it and don't want to look at it again, and the image will stay stuck in my mind for the rest of the day. But I have a very, very, very low fear of it, because I have heard of people who get like nauseous and get legitimately scared or freaked out about it. So my level of trypophobia is very fucking low, thank god. But it does make me uncomfortable to look at. And I believe my last fear is called emetophobia, something like that, and it's fear of vomit. And again, this is a fear that shows in a lot of different ways. My personal fear is looking or hearing people throwing up. To me, that is something that makes me insanely nauseous. Like when I had my pancreas infection back in January, I got insanely nauseous and I wanted to throw up, because usually when you throw up, you feel better. But I hate throwing up, so like every fiber of my being was holding back the vomit. So basically my mom told me, you should look at some videos of people throwing up, because she knows how much that freaks me out and how nauseous it makes me. And I looked up on YouTube on my phone while holding the bucket, looked at videos of people throwing up, and I threw up within a minute of looking at those videos. Like, I was really forcing myself to look at those videos, and then I threw up because I got so nauseous from looking at it. So, and basically the sound of a wet cough or anything remotely similar to the sound of vomiting makes me go like this and kind of like, no, 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 I don't want to hear it, I don't want to see it, like, see no evil, hear no evil, that kind of thing. So, like, yeah, I have definitely have this weird irrational fear when it comes to vomiting, both vomiting myself and watching others or hearing others do it, and also this movement people do whenever they vomit, like this wool kind of movement. And I don't know where that comes from. It probably just a weird ass fear like everything else. I think those are my only fears, at least that I can think of. um let's see. What do you fear? That's right there, my Toblerone. Can you see it? You can't see it. Oh, that in the mirror, for fuck's sake. Yeah, for those of you who are wondering, I won that at the flea market 2 days ago. I won that. It's 2 kilos of Toblerone chocolate, and I'm looking over there because you guys can see it in the mirror. So, like, it's over there, actually. Yeah, I've been eating quite a lot of it, and I actually should eat more of it before it goes bad, but meh. Um, any guilty pleasure tropes? Bad character falls in love with good character, or the other way around. Like, kind of like, bad boy, good girl, or bad girl, bad good guy. Whatever. Like that particular trope with the villain and the hero. No matter what the genders are, that's definitely a guilty pleasure trope for me. Um, There's probably more. I can't think of any right now. Do you prefer original audio or Danish dubs when watching Disney movies? I prefer original audio with everything. I prefer original audio with American cartoons. I prefer it with Japanese anime or movies or whatever. I never like the dubs most of the time because I don't know. I guess I'm a bit of a snob. I prefer the originals at all times. At the same time, I also hate English dubs of Danish movies or whatever, and it's just like, I don't know, I just heavily dislike it. Who is your favorite rebooted outfit so far for Hey Arnold? I'm trying to remember them in my head. I think Phoebe's outfit, maybe, but at the same time, it's kind of like the rebooted outfits are like, they're basically the same as the original ones. They're just a little more, they're just updated. Like, but essentially they're the same, and I think that's what's a brilliant way to handle that, because of course there's still going to be people who complain about it, because God forbid we don't complain about everything. But I think it was a good way to do it. Like, it was the same outfit, but just updated and tweaked a little bit. I think that was a brilliant way to handle it. Hello, hi Holly. The fear that one day the holes will infect my skin. The skin will rip my own. Marcus will die. I'll bleed out and Rich will die. Oh my god. Uh, those pictures of faces with a lot of tiny holes are freaking scary. I agree. I really, really agree with that one. That freaks me out. That's creepy. That's legit creepy. I can definitely feel that I haven't eaten enough. I'm definitely hungry. The thing was, my mom and I, we ordered food. And by ordered food, I'm not referring to takeout. I'm referring to, like, ordering normal groceries, and then they come and deliver them. And they didn't come with them until 6 p.m., which is when I started this live stream. Maybe, oh god, it's already been an hour. So, like, I couldn't really eat beforehand. So I'm hungry, and I'm hungry. That's all there is to it. But I don't want to really leave the live stream. So I'm a little stuck here. Is there a certain scene of music, etc., that always makes you cry? happy music tends to make me cry. No, wait. When Widow Treat have to give up Todd and put him out in the forest, and that song, I don't remember what it's called, but like this little poem or whatever to call it, and then the song, that never fails to make me cry. But I don't think it's necessarily because of the song, it's because the whole fucking scene is so fucking sad. So I don't think that counts. um, but happy songs tend to make me cry because I don't know. I feel a lot of joy. I guess I don't know. Like shut up. Welcome from Brother Bear with all the bears singing "Welcome to the Family" or whatever. Like that makes me a little teary-eyed. And stories from Beauty and the Beast, A Christmas Tale, A Christmas Fairy Tale, An Enchanted Christmas, An Enchanted Christmas. Like stories from that one definitely makes me cry a little bit because it has like, first of all, I relate to it a lot because first of all, Belle is the Disney character I relate to the most in general, but in this particular song she sings about stories, and like to me that's just so relatable to get lost in a story like that. So there's definitely some relatable stuff in that one, so it makes me tear up a little bit. Describe perfect pizza. Ooh, perfect pizza. Now see, there's two types of pizza I like the most, and one of them is a salad pizza, which is basically iceberg salad, some dressing I actually don't know what is, and then shawarma, and of course cheese and all the other good stuff there's usually on a pizza. Like salad pizza is for some fucking reason my favorite type of pizza. And then there's mozzarella pizza, which has all the regular stuff on a pizza and then mozzarella cheese, and that's so good as long as the mozzarella isn't too strong, because then it gets a little overwhelming sometimes. Hi Dizzy girl, you got on late. It's okay, we're gonna keep going for as long as you guys have questions. So I will probably leave at some point though, just to get something to eat. I'm not gonna stop the live stream, I'm just gonna bring something to eat and then eat here, maybe. I actually don't know if I have anything that I can just randomly eat here that I don't need to like prepare. Like all I can think of is the chocolate, but like that's not gonna make me full. What is your favorite game? Oh, right now? Oh, Night in the Woods. Right now, my favorite game is Night in the Woods, which for those of you who don't know is this adventure type of game where your actions kind of influence the ending. And Night in the Woods is so incredibly charming. The art style is amazing. It's kind of like this on paper style, kind of like South Park, just prettier, like way prettier. And the characters are relatable and charming, and it's funny. And I actually got to know the game because one of my friends told me about it, and she was like, the May character, she so reminds me of you. And I was like, okay, then I have to play it. I actually haven't played it myself yet, but I watched Jacksepticeye's playthrough of it, and I definitely see why my friend thinks that I resemble May, who is the protagonist, but I can definitely see some Greg in me as well. And not literally, just figuratively. Don't make it weird, even though I'm the one making it weird. But at the moment, yeah, Night in the Woods is my favorite game. But I also enjoy Telltale games, visual novels of any kind. I love story-based games where you get to like kinda influence the story a little bit. Telltale games, like I love the games to death, but you don't really influence the story as much as you could. Like the ending is still gonna be essentially the same, so it's a bit like meh, but it's still some brilliant games, and I love the art style in it. I don't remember what it's called right now, but I love the art style. Any type of game where the story is the selling point is my type of game. Um, I also love Sims. I played Sims since the very first game. I still love it. With that being said, there are things about Sims 4 I would like to change, not gonna lie. But I'm not gonna complain too much like a lot of other people are. Um, I love Tomb Raider, not Rider, Tomb Raider. I love I love Honey Pop games, Honey Cam and Honey Pop. I love Uno, which is not a computer game, but it's still a card game. Those are the ones at the top of my head. I love Undertale. I love Undertale. I don't think I ever got to actually finish that game because I just fell in love with Jacksepticeye's playthrough of it. So I just never got to finish it on my own. But I've watched Jacksepticeye's playthrough of it like a dozen times. I think that's the type of game where I'm like, okay, the gameplay is boring, at least to me, but the story and the twists and the characters is what makes you come back to the game. So yeah, I love Undertale as well. Um, for the non-Disney, is it okay a character from a cartoon series gets kind of late to us? So, Dizzy Girl, I don't understand this question. Dizzy Girl, you're gonna have to rephrase that because I didn't understand. What movie are you looking forward to that hasn't come out yet? Hey Arnold! Okay, no, you probably weren't thinking of that one. But yeah, Hey Arnold by Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to all the Disney reboots, to be perfect on all the Disney remakes. Um, Unlike a lot of other people, I think it's cool to see all the old classics being remade. Not that I wouldn't want some original content as well, but it's just like, I don't know. I like to see the old classics being reinvented. I think it's interesting. Like the Beauty and the Beast remake to me was definitely really really good. Um, Probably won't rewatch it as such, but it was good. And there's some really good songs in it, especially Evermore. That was a really good song. Like kudos to Disney for that one. I don't know. I like the remakes. I like the remakes. I do. Are they flawed? Sometimes sure, but so are the original movies. I don't know. I like seeing them reinvented. Yeah. Can one of the characters not be from a non-Disney movie but a cartoon series instead with a movie character as well? Oh, you're referring to my non-Disney challenge. I would have preferred if you had asked that not during my live stream, but okay. The answer is no. I'm sorry, but it's called non-Disney editing challenge for a reason. It cannot be from a cartoon series. I believe that's in the rules as well. Um, yeah. So the answer is no. Sorry. And now I'm hungry again. Do I really not have any food, Mom? Like I'm so tempted to ask my mom if she can bring me something I could just like snack on or whatever. Yeah, you know what? I don't have a question right now anyway, so like, more? She did not hear that. More? Kan du lige komme ind? Du bliver ikke filmet. She's so slow. Hvis du bare bliver der, så bliver du ikke filmet. Kan du ikke give mig et eller andet at spise? Oh. Hi, Aslan. No, that's my water. Kom. Jeg skal bare have et eller andet at spise. Okay, so that language you heard right there, that was Danish. Basically, my mom's first comment to me asking her to come in here was that she did not want to be filmed, which is totally fine. I told her that you guys weren't going to be able to see her anyway. And my dogs came in too. So, sorry you guys can't see them. They're too small. They're like, maybe you saw Aslan like over here or something. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what she's gonna bring me, but something. I just needed something to eat because I'm like, getting a little bit. I'm ready for more questions. And sorry that I'm going to have to like be eating during this. I know it's really uncharming and talking while eating is terrible. I'm gonna try not to do that, but I'm legitimately feeling a little bit woozy from not eating. I haven't eaten too much today, to be honest. I think I ate like an apple, and then was that it? Have I not eaten more? I don't think I have. Jesus Christ, that's a terrible idea. Why have I not eaten more? I forget to eat a lot of the time, and that's not a good habit to have. Like, it doesn't even help you lose weight or anything, so like, what's the point? I need food. I need food. You have a celebrity crush. It can be both actors, musicians, artists, etc. No, I don't really get crushes on celebrities. Like, if I get crushes on people I actually don't know, then they're fictional. Like, celebrities, artists, musicians, whatever, I don't really care. Like, I can't really crush on someone I don't know. And then you could probably make the argument that you don't know a fictional character either, but like, it's not a legit crush. It's more of a, oh my god, I love this character kind of thing. I don't really get crushes in that way. Danish is an interesting language. I can't understand when I hear someone speaking it, but I can almost understand when I try to read something in Danish. I guess it just reminds me of Swedish. That's a given, because Swedish, Norwegian, and Danish are very similar languages. We are part of Scandinavia. We are all part of Northern Europe, whatever. Yeah, our languages are very similar. Is there any languages you would like to learn? There was once upon a time when I wanted to learn Japanese, and I have learned quite a bit, but it's more like random sentences and words and some of the numbers and so forth. Like, I could not like go to Japan and have an actual conversation with someone Japanese, but that's about it. And I did try to learn Spanish twice, failed both times. My dad is German, so you'd think I know German, but no. Yeah, thank you. Yum! This looks disgusting for everyone. I just know it. I know that! My mom just wanted to point out that I needed to explain what this is, which I was already planning to do. It's called leverpostej, and it's liver. It's kind of like pate, but like, I love this, but I hate pate. So I don't know. It looks disgusting. Like, 100% looks disgusting, but I love it for some fucking reason. Tried to learn Spanish, failed. Dad is German. I refused to learn German. I was rebellious against my dad. I hate talking with my mouth full. This was terrible planning on my part. Hi, Ophelia. What pulls you to ship Helena? I think it's due to the fact that it's the good girl, bad girl kind of thing. Like, I prefer ships where one is more questionable morally and the other is more of a goody two shoes. I think that's more interesting. What type of humor do you like? Dark, British, Danish? I don't know, but like, okay, I'm gonna start off with saying I don't like Danish humor most of the time. I like Danish stand-up, but not actually our comedy movies. There is this series slash movie series that's called Clown, and to me, it's the dumbest shit ever. It really relies on really disgusting jokes that is basically just either extremely vulgar or like filthy. Like it's poop and fart jokes, and it's awkward naked situations, or I don't know. To me, it's the lamest type of humor. Like to me, humor and jokes have to be somewhat clever. Like there has to be some truth in it. It has to be maybe a little bit offensive, maybe a little bit on the edge of being, oh, that's dark, oh, that's offensive, or whatever. But most of all, I just want it to be clever. Like I'm really not into like dumb fart jokes or whatever. I do like perverted humor sometimes, like, but it depends. Like, definitely depends. But I don't like very typical, stereotypical comedy movies, whether they're American or Danish. Fat jokes and so on, like that's like, no, that's like the easiest type of joke, and it's like it demands no cleverness whatsoever. So yeah, no. And now I once again have no question, which is good because then I can eat. Oh, and now I once again have no question. I just started watching my own live stream. That was Inception. I hope the mic can't pick up on the fact that I'm eating. I hope not. For you guys' sake. What's the object next to you? Which one? Here? Over here? That's my chair. I just put my phone there. Crap. What object? Then there's the mirror over here. And what other object? What are you talking about? Sorry. Bed, chair, mirror, TV, window, skeleton right there. Wait. What food do I dislike the most? I'm very tempted to say anything disgusting, but um, I don't like food that is neither soft nor solid. Which sounds weird, but what I mean is like I don't like boiled vegetables. I don't like boiled vegetables, for example. Like, I would rather have them raw. I don't want them cooked. It tastes weird to me. I need water. Is Holly your favorite animated character? No. I know that might seem like it because I edit so much with her, but who I edit with and who I enjoy or dislike has nothing to do with each other most of the time. Just trying to make sure I don't have food in my teeth. Like, because my favorite animated characters in general are like Esmeralda, Eris, Jim, Belle, John Rolfe, Marianne, Buck King, Dimitri, and there's a lot of them that I haven't edited with a lot or ever. So yeah, no, who I edit with is not necessarily who I like the most or the movies I like the most. It's just who I think fits what I want to do with the video. What's your favorite candy? Chocolate. Okay, no, I mean, yes, but chocolate, caramel, fudge, caramel, fudge, chocolate. Yeah, sounds about right. I do like, oh, what's it called in English? Oh god. Soft candy. I think it calls soft candy. No, I don't remember. No, I am totally like, that's a brain fart right there. I have no idea what it's called in English. I don't remember. Taffy. That's not what I was thinking of, but sure. What is your tat of? I have two. One is the moon over here, which is a symbol of my name, which means moonshine in Turkish. Then I have this tattoo, like this. Whoop. This is a mother-daughter tattoo. My mom has the same one, just a little bigger, and then up here because she was afraid of having of being tattooed here because she was afraid the skin was going to be too thin. So yeah, she had it a bit more up. And it's bigger because obviously there was more room in a way. So like mother-daughter tattoo and name symbol tattoo. Yeah. Who are you dying to work with but can't? Maybe the copy of the movie is poor or you cannot find it online. Oh, I don't think I can think of anyone, to be honest. I'm editing with the characters I want to edit with. Like I'll find a way to edit with them even if the copy of the movie sucks or whatever. Nope, can't think of any. If I had to think of someone, it would be Balto. But like that's a very he's a wolf slash dog kind of character, so like I wouldn't be able to use him all that much anyway. And I did just get Balto in really good quality, so like that's not an issue anymore. So yeah, no, can't think of any, to be honest. Isn't there a way to see how many people are watching the live stream anyway? Because I can't on my phone. Like, just curious. I actually don't know. I can see who many has like visited my profile, I think, I guess. I'm not sure how it works. Did you know that Cardcaptor Sakura is coming back? I really don't give a fuck. That's not one of the animes that ever caught my attention. I know what it's about, I've seen a little bit of it, but it's not an anime I ever like truly started watching or finished or whatnot and whatever. I never really watched any AMVs with it or anything. It's not something that ever really caught my interest. It's not one of yeah, that's not something I care about. Would you like to have more tattoos? If yes, what kind of tattoos? I have been considering other tattoos, but the fact that I'm not like thinking that much about them kind of proves to me that I shouldn't do it, because the thing about these two tattoos is that this one is something I've wanted since I was 15. and then I waited until I was 18 to actually get it. This one I wanted for 2 years as well. Got it when I was 20, so 2 years after this one. I don't know. I just like, I have some ideas, but my problem is I want my tattoos to be in places that I can see. So that first of all, that eliminates half of my body. Second of all, I want it to be a place others can see, and since I'm usually covered up this way and I don't show off my legs, then this and this is basically anywhere my tattoo could possibly be, and I feel like I'm afraid of putting a potential tattoo somewhere random. So yeah, it's not that I would be against having more tattoos, it's just I wouldn't know where to put it. That's my biggest issue. I wouldn't know where to put a potentially new tattoo. Are you gonna see the Beauty on Ice movie? I did not know there was gonna be a movie. Are you sure? Like, are we talking a live action movie or an anime? Because if it's live action, I'm not interested. What underused characters would you like to see more of? I would like to see more of Prudence from Cinderella. I would like to see more of the baker. I would like to see more of Shaq as human. So that's all the Cinderella characters right there. I would like to see more of Madeline. I would like to see more of Sophie from Anastasia. I would like to see more of Kasim, Aladdin's dad. I would like to see more of... Those are the ones at the top of my head, I think. Yuri on Ice is going to be an anime movie. It's called Yuri on Stage or something like that. Oh, the promo! If I understood that correctly, it wasn't a movie, but more like a promo for like this show coming out on Blu-ray. That's how I understood it, at least. I might be wrong. I'm not like up to date with Yuri on Ice. But if there's going to be an actual movie of it, then I'm pumped. Yuri on Ice movie was announced like yesterday. No, no shit, I didn't know. It's gonna be anime movie and it's gonna have an original story, so it's not just a recap of TV series. Well, as long as the same beloved characters are gonna be in it, then I'm definitely interested in watching it. I was not aware there was going to be one. The Yurio promo is a different thing. Yeah, I was thinking it probably was. With that being said, the Yurio promo was interesting. that looked really fucking cool, honestly. Yeah, I'm definitely pumped for that. I did not know it was going to... I wasn't aware it was going to happen, but then again, if it was announced like yesterday, then no wonder I didn't know. So yeah, definitely gonna watch that. 100%. Like, I love the series. This series. I love the show. So I'm definitely gonna watch the movie. I need more questions. I'm a little sad to see that Bastard isn't here. I really thought she wanted to be here, like she said she wanted to be here at least. So much going on. Just gonna reblock my live streaming thingy, so the people who are like wondering if I'm still live streaming can know that yes, I am still live streaming. I'm going back to the chat. I hope there's another question. Do you ship Yurio with Otabek? Only a little bit. I don't know. A little bit, mostly because the show is kind of handing it to you, but I don't think I've watched enough of them together to truly ship them. I probably would if I got to see a bit more of them. But as of right now, then, I probably will. Once I've actually watched a bit more of them together, then yes, I will probably ship them. Are you doing the new MX round? I'm not going to do the bonus round, but I am going to do round 6 wrong lever. I've been looking forward to that particular round for months. Like I have a very strong feeling that it's going to be of the girls turning into animals, kind of the same way that Cusco was turned into a llama. So I really hope there's going to be a sort of try to make Cusco realize it's you kind of thing, because then I have this really cute idea that I'm really hoping I get to do. So yeah, I'm going to do round 6, but I'm not going to do the bonus round. I don't think so, at least. I simply don't have time. I have lab days again next week, and then I still have MEP pods to do. Like, there's people waiting for me, and I'm a little bit ashamed of that. But yeah, I don't have time. I don't have enough time. Pastor is in the user list, but I don't know why she's not active in the chat. Well, I can't see the user list, so I'm just gonna have to trust you. It's really bad that you can't really see anything like that in on the phone. Pardon. Ugh. How well do you think you're doing in MX, and or who do you think is going to win based on the points right now? I, of course, am Team Holly. Thank you. That's sweet. I don't know what the points were at the auditions, because those are always secret in MX Disney. But I am counting the points for each round, and as it is right now, then Charlotte is at the top, then Ting Ting, then Odette and Thumbelina have the same amount of points, and then I'm like 3 points behind them. And that's after missing the former round. So in a way, I'm at the 5th place right now. And depending on the next bonus round, then I don't know how many people are gonna like try to sabotage the people at the top. But right now I'm pretty happy I'm not at the top, because then people would definitely be trying to sabotage me. So it works for me to be kind of in the middle a little bit. But I have confidence that I can stay in the contest for quite a while longer. I hope I'm able to stay in the contest until my exams are over, because then I will really be able to give it my all. With that being said, I don't really want to win, and I know that might not make sense, because why would you compete if you don't want to win? But the thing about MX Disney is that once you won, you can't participate again. So it's like, well, that kind of seems like a punishment, at least to me. I mean, there's no point in winning the contest again. I know that, because once you've won, you've already gotten all the prizes you could get out of winning. But winning MX Disney is not really why I'm competing. It's because it challenges you, and I don't know, it's fun to roleplay. The roleplay is a lot of fun. Like, I want Holly to win because I like the story I've created for her and Cusco and so forth, but I don't want to win as an editor, because then I can't compete in the next rounds, and I don't think I'm going to win. I definitely don't think I'm going to win, because first of all, I've missed a round and so forth, so I don't have any confidence I'm truly going to win, but I do believe I can go quite far. I hope I can, at least. Yeah, I hope I can go quite far, but who I think Bliss Birdie, meaning Charlotte, is going to win, because she's had, I wouldn't call it a lucky streak. I wouldn't call it a lucky streak, because that's not wrong, because that's wrong. But she's been getting the highest scores out of everyone, because she is an extremely good editor. So I have confidence that she might win, but personally, I think I'm actually rooting for Ting Ting, both because I think Pastor has done an amazing job editing-wise, but also because I'm like emotionally engaged in Ting Ting's story. Like, I feel like there's a good amount of backstory at the same time with Ting Ting being kind of likable. So yeah, I think I'm rooting for Ting Ting in a way. Definitely, yeah. Is there anime or cartoon that you think deserves a second or third, fourth season? I would like for Hey Arnold to get another season after the movie, which we might get. I've been told that depending on the success of the new movie that's going to be out at Thanksgiving, we are going to get another season of Hey Arnold, which would be so cool. So yeah, I think that deserves another season. Um, where is... I believe I brought my... Oh, there. Pardon? I'm not sniffing cocaine, I promise. It's just, I have a bit of a stuffy nose, so I just took some nasal spray. And I just didn't want to sit in front of you guys or whatever. So I just like, I'm not sniffing cocaine, I promise. I don't need to get high, I'm high on life. That was the dumbest joke I've ever made. Do you think you'll be shipping Holly Cusco after MX? Or do you only ship them within the contents of this contest? I only ship them in the contest. Like, I see why some people would think that Holly and Cusco outside of the contest would be interesting. They definitely would, because it's like the kind of spoiled emperor with the free-minded sexual woman. Like, that's an interesting story, so to speak. But I think, honest to God, I might ship Holly too much with Thumbelina. So I think that's stopping me from shipping her with anyone else. Like, I don't ship either of those girls with anyone else but each other. That's kind of what happens when I ship something very, very hard. It's the same with Robin and Basil from Robin Hood and the Great Mouse Detective. Like, I can't possibly imagine them with anyone else because I ship them too much. Luckily, with Anthro characters, there's not a lot of competition when it comes to ships, so I'm not, like, exposed to a lot of other videos. With that being said, I'm not the kind of shipper where, like, I can't enjoy other people's videos just because it's not my ships. That's not the case at all. But, yeah, I can't personally ship them with anyone else, I think. I'm very excited to see the Hey Arnold movie. I cannot wait. Me neither! It's going to be so cool. I'm definitely looking forward to it. 100%. I'm interested in what's going to happen. I want to know about Stella and Miles. I want to know about Helga. I want Arnold and Helga to get together already. Like, we've known they're supposed to be canon for years, and we've just never gotten to see them together. Like, when did the show end? 12 years ago or something? Like, we've been waiting for a long time, and like, this particular fandom, like, wrote history by getting them to reboot the show and getting Craig Bartlett to do the movie, which he's wanted to do since always, but Nickelodeon kind of had to greenlight it. So, yeah. I know there's a lot of things getting rebooted and remade and so forth. Like, they're bringing back the 90s in a way. Which is cool, and at the same time it's kind of like, oh, you should also do some new stuff or whatever, but like, there's other things like the Disney remakes and Hey Arnold and so forth. Like, I'm really excited about those, but there's no other reboots or remakes I really cared about. Like, Samurai Jack has gotten a reboot. Don't really care. Powerpuff Girls, don't really care. I don't know. It's only really been the Disney remakes and Hey Arnold that I've cared about. I need to start editing. A.K.A. more best in peace. I need the show in HD though. I don't remember where I got my episodes from, but they are pretty close to HD in a way. Like, I don't think the show actually exists in HD, but the episodes I have are pretty great quality, and I don't remember where I got them. And that pisses me off because, like, what if I lost them? Then what am I supposed to do then? So I don't, like, I'll probably, like, make a safe copy of them on a external hard drive or whatever at some point. But right now, I only have it on my computer, and that is a terrible idea. But yeah, you need to start editing Hey Arnold more too. Everyone needs to start editing Hey Arnold. We need to like flood YouTube with Hey Arnold videos. How old were you when you started editing? I posted my first edited video in August 2007. So soon it'll be 10 years ago. Shut up. Is he barking outside my door? Because then that means he wants to get in. Hold on. What? Come on. Nope. He just wanted to fuck with me. Thank you. You didn't want to get in here, so who cares? I've been hunting for them, and if I find any good ones, I'll share. Thank you. The new Samurai Jack isn't a reboot, it's a new season. That's kind of what I mean by reboot, because it ended many years ago, and then it kind of came back. That's what I mean by a reboot. Like the Powerpuff Girls series 2 also is just a new season. Well, not a new season, but like it's changed or whatever. But it's still, to me, it's still a reboot. Like, to me, that's a technicality, whether they're just continuing it or they are like remaking it or whatever. But yeah. Do your dogs have strange habits? Aslan, the black one of them, he licks everything that could possibly be lickable. Like, he'll lick the floor, he'll lick the walls, he'll lick anything. Which sounds incredibly dirty. In both ways. But, yeah, he does that. He has that strange habit. And Kovo, he likes being pet under his leg, like at the thigh, which is a different kind of weird, but it's there. I need water. What was the video editing software you used? Oh, my first video editing software was a program called Video DJ on my Sony Ericsson phone. And like, that's why the quality of my videos from back then is, it looks like it was recorded with a potato, and it kind of was. It was called Video DJ. Then when I started editing on my computer, it was Windows Live Movie Maker, then Sony Vegas Pro, and then Adobe After Effects. Like, I'm still using Sony Vegas Pro, and I probably will never stop using that. But I only kind of use that for actually collecting the clips and so on, while After Effects is for actual editing, like for the actual manips and so forth. I had a rabbit who licked my hand. You had a dog! You had a dog rabbit. You had a dog disguised as a rabbit. I've actually had that. Like, one of my favorite pets of all time was a rabbit called Gizmo. Like Gizmo. And he was like a free running rabbit, so to speak. Like, he was only in his cage when it was nighttime, but he was like let out every morning, and he would like follow you around the apartment like a puppy. And it was the best thing ever. We had him before we got the dogs, so they never got to meet him, and I don't think it would have been a good thing to meet them either. But he was definitely one of my favorite pets of all time, and I've had a lot of pets, so that's saying something. Oh, you had a cat called Gizmo. That's brilliant. Who was your first non-Disney OTP? Oh my god. That would be Jim and Ariel. I have edited way too much with them. I ship them a lot. Um, and it's not that I've stopped shipping them as such. I still think they're kind of interesting, but now they're just so overused and so overdone. Like, it's not fun anymore to watch videos with them or edit with them because it's been done like a million times, so it's just not funny to look at anymore. It's not fun to look at. Um, because there's only so much you can do with the same two characters. So, like, yeah. I have 4 cats, rest in peace, they are my children. When I was born, my mom had 2 cats called Miva and Taya, and I don't remember them, but we have, my mom filmed me at my mom filmed me a lot as a kid, like, so you can see toddler me. I have seen toddler me, like, messing with the cats, and I really do mean messing with, like, my mom was not a very good cat owner in a way, because, like, she let her daughter, me, a little baby, well, I wasn't being cruel to the cats as such, or like one of the cats, the other one didn't want to go near me, but the good cat, so to speak, was very protective of me and kind of let me do whatever the hell I wanted, and only ever hissed at me while I was pulling its tail or whatever, and I'm like, Mom, why didn't you stop me? And my mom is like, I don't know. I think she was too infatuated with the fact that she had finally gotten a child. She had spent 5 years trying to get me, and I'm an insemination baby, so that means she's been trying a lot to get me, so I think to her it was just amazing that she even had a child, so she didn't care much for the cats. I'm of course kidding, she loved the cats, she loved them with all her heart, but she could probably have been a little bit more strict with what she was letting her toddler do to them. I love Jim and Melody, but it's so hard to edit with them because they're just so overused, so I agree with you on that. Yeah. Jim and Ariel versus Jim and Melody is kinda like Jack and Elsa versus Jack and Rapunzel. Like, that was the shipping war back then, when I first started editing, while Jelsa and Jaconzel is the new thing. I think that particular shipping war is dying a little bit because now that's been overused so much too. But the whole Jelsa, Jaconzel, and Jariel and Gelody? I actually don't know the shipping name for Jim and Melody. But like, the shipping wars, like, in general, shipping wars is stupid in my opinion. Like, my cats are in order of 8. Fufu, Kimba, Marvin, and Noodle. Noodle. That's cute. I don't know why that sad face is there. I don't know either. I need more questions. It's Gelody. Okay, so I was right. Why did I get a text? Oh. I did not notice that I got an inquiry. If you are an insemination baby, does that mean your mom knows your biological dad, or was it a random stranger? Oh no, that's not what I meant by insemination. Oh well, that is. But insemination is not only with donor children, it's also when a couple has troubles getting pregnant. Like, my mom was 39, so basically she only had a few good eggs left, so they didn't want to risk that. So my mom had me through insemination, but it was with my dad's sperm. I know my dad. I grew up with him. He might as well have been a donor, in my opinion. To be perfectly honest, he was never there while I was growing up, and he's a drunkard, like, he's an alcoholic, so I don't really have any positive memories of him. But I'm not a donor child, I'm just an insemination child, so to speak. It was only because my parents were reaching an age where they couldn't really risk trying to have a child in natural means. So it's not because I'm a donor baby. My mom were just old. My mom was just old when she got me. And yes, Asmiria, it's an okay question. Any kind of question is okay with me. There's nothing I'm uncomfortable talking about, not at the top of my head at least. Like, if you have a question you're afraid is uncomfortable, then go ahead and ask. There's like a 99% chance that I'm totally fine with you asking. What inspires you to keep editing? Probably the fact, or like the thought that people are enjoying what I'm doing. Same thing with fan fiction. Like, I like knowing that I'm bringing just a little bit of joy to other people's lives. Which is why feedback is so fucking important. Comments and reviews and so on. And what inspires me to keep editing is definitely the thought that I'm making other people happy with what I'm doing, at least a little bit. Also, I think it's a fun way to be creative. Like, it's a unique way to be creative. And I'm a storyteller by heart. So getting to not just write stories through fan fiction, but also show stories is, I don't know. So what inspires me is both knowing that some people out there are enjoying what I'm doing, but it's also the thought that I get to create something in a way. And that sounds kind of cheesy, but that's the truth. Have you ever written a Helena fanfic? No, but someone on my fanfiction.net account actually asked me if I would be willing to do that. And I think I will, definitely. Right now I'm on a fanfic hiatus because, well, exams, school, surgery, MX Disney. So the current story I'm writing right now is on a hiatus, and it has been since January. I think I might try my hand at a one-shot of Helena, just probably as soon as possible in a way, because I miss writing so much. I love editing to death, I really, really do, but writing is my oldest hobby. I've been doing that since I was 10. I've created actual novels. Like, I've never like published anything because I have no interest in actually doing that, because I don't want to earn money off of my stories. I don't like that. I would rather just publish them online. But I have written very long books and created very long stories and worlds and so forth. And I have this one particular original story in mind that I might publish someday on the internet or whatever. Don't know how, and I need to rewrite it because I wrote it when I was 15. So I feel like I want to rewrite it both because when I was 15 I wrote in Danish. So I want to rewrite it in English and also like re-evaluate a little bit, because I've become a much better writer since then. So yeah, what was the fucking question? Written a Holly. I will do that at some point. I promise I will do that, because I ship them so hard, so I definitely want to write with them. When I do, I'll post a link to the story on Tumblr, so those of you who are following me there, you'll be able to see it there. Yeah. I miss your writing. Thank you, Maria. I miss writing a lot. I've never not written for such a long time. It's weird. Are there any editors you just don't click with and tend to steer clear of? Or do you get along with everyone in the community? I feel like it's impossible to like everyone in a community as big as this one. Because I've been an editor for 7 years. So I feel like it's impossible to like everyone and get along with everyone, because we are all so different. We are different people with different personalities and opinions. So sure, I can think of a few editors that I have clashed with, but none that I legitimately dislike or like stay clear of. Like, the only type of people I stay clear of online are people who are hateful or have legitimately hurt me or whatever, but I can't think of an editor who has hurt me so much that I actually stay clear of them. No, not that bad. But I think it's impossible not to clash with people sometimes because we're a very tight community, and we are a lot of people. We are a lot of different people, so it's impossible not to clash with some people. But no one I can really think of had like hurt me or whatever to call it, or like pissed me off so much that I legitimately don't want to have anything to do with them. Can you guys see what I'm looking at on the phone? Oh yeah, look. That's how much I ship them. It's getting old now though, as you can see, like it's been scratched off by now, but I'm gonna get a new cover, and that's probably gonna be another Helena picture. Maybe. Yeah, probably. Probably a Helena picture. Where the fuck did my link go? This was a bad idea on my part to like leave the live stream chat for just a moment. I'm getting back in. Hold on. Okay. Is there any movie you just can't edit with for whatever reason? I in general stay clear of CGI movies, but that's because I have zero interest in them most of the time. Like Ballerina and Strange Magic are like two of the very few CGI movies I have actually enjoyed and edited with. Because I in general don't really like computer animation that much. But it's not that there's anything. I don't know. I think it's only like in general CGI movies I stay clear of those because I have zero interest in them. Mm. Where did you make your phone cover? At a website called Vistaprint. Vistaprint. I think it's a Danish website. I don't think people outside of Denmark could like make a cover there, but I'm sure there's versions of this website in other countries. I mean, if a small country like Denmark has a website where you can make your own cover with the picture you're just uploading, then I'm pretty sure other countries have it too, because Denmark is this itty bitty country with 5 million people, and that's about it. So I'm pretty sure that if we have it, you should probably have it as well. So I made my phone cover on a website. That's where you just upload the picture, tell them how you want it, blah blah blah. Then you get it within 5 days, at least here. I'm sure there's an equivalent for it in all other countries, to be perfectly honest. I would be very surprised if it's only a Danish thing, at least. What is your NOTP? I don't think I legitimately have one. It's more like if you take a character I love and ship them with a character I hate, I would probably be like about that. But I don't think I have a legit NOTP as such. Maybe Jim and Chill in a way, because for some reason I don't like Chill very much, and I don't know why, because she has like a lot of traits I really adore in female characters, but something about her bugs me, and I don't know why. And Jim is one of my favorite animated boys, so when a character I love is put together with a character I dislike, then it's kind of like they could do better kind of feeling, you know. Um, but no, like legit, I can't think of an actual NOTP. Ichigo and Aoyama from Tokyo Mirror, maybe, I guess. Not really. I don't know. I don't really have that. It's a little like, either ship it or I don't. And if other people ship something I don't, then it's totally fine. Like, I don't know, I don't get shipping wars. I don't really get hateful towards other people's ships. Like, I might dislike it, but I'm gonna keep that thought to myself. And I don't really, like, I'm not against any types of ships either. Like, I'm not one of those people who say like, oh, you can't ship something because it's abusive or something. Because I'm of the opinion that if it's fictional, it's fictional. Don't shove it into reality. Because yes, fiction can affect reality, but I don't know. Oh god, I don't want to get into that fucking subject. I have discussed this subject with so many people so many times that I'm kind of sick of it by now, but in general I'm of the opinion that fiction is there, reality is here, please try to separate them, like, calm down, you know? Do you have any editing pet peeves? Oh, do I! I hate when people make two characters talk at the same time, unless they're shouting at each other. Or else that's not gonna make sense. Unless it's like a song where they're both singing. Maybe, then that could work too. But besides that, no, that's just a faux pas. I hate when the sizing is obviously incorrect. I don't like motion blur unless it's there for a reason. But if it's there just because your program made it be there, then I dislike it. I dislike... Man, I thought I had a long list of editing pet peeves, but those are the only ones at the top of my head right now. Any fandoms you recently got into? I'm actually not in any fandoms, even though I am, like, I have trouble finding the fandom, so to speak. Like, with Hey Arnold, there's a Facebook group. So that's, like, really easy to just find that and just be there and, like, sit and talk about Hey Arnold stuff with them. But, but, like, I have issues finding fandoms. Like, I've been a fan of Beauty on Ice ever since it came out, but I, like, don't really know any fans as such, besides people I already knew. Like, I don't know how to get into fandoms. So, no! The question to that is no, I haven't gotten into any fandoms recently. I wouldn't know what that would be. I don't know, killing stalking, I guess. I like that. I think it's an intriguing story. It's a psychological horror, and psychological horrors are the best. I'm not really reading Killing Stalking for the sake of the relationship between the two boys, because while it's an interesting part that kind of carries the story a little bit, then that's not really what makes me read it. What makes me read it is the toe curling horror. Like, that's what makes it interesting to me. Boop. I don't know why I just said beep. Oh boy, I've been live streaming for 2 hours now. Okay, this might just be me, but I feel like it goes really quickly. Did you read the recent chapter? I assume you mean Killing Stalking. Yes, I did. And the twist, so to speak, was welcome to me, because I was really unhappy by what was going on, because I felt like this is a sucky moment to do that, and then it turned out to be fake, so to speak. Don't wanna spoil it too much, but something happens, and then it turns out it's not actually happening, and then I was like, oh, okay, because to me it felt out of place. So, yeah, the new chapter was interesting. Don't know what else to say to that, because I don't want to spoil it for people who may not have read it yet. It's slowly getting dark. Slowly. Like we're stressing this slowly. Ow. I got my hair stuck. Me. I keep messing with my hair. I need more questions or comments or something to talk about, I think. Oh, lol. What am I doing? I don't know. I can't answer that. I'm being random because I don't know what else to do. Oh. My phone said something. Oh, it was a mail, that's why I couldn't see it. That was an uninteresting email, but it was there and it needed to be answered really quickly. Are you guys wondering if I'm sitting on the floor? No, I guess you saw the beanbag earlier. I need my dogs as a buffer for this awkwardness. Your thoughts on Outlast 2? My thoughts. I sincerely hope that it's just my own stupidity making me stuck at 2 different places already. Like, I hope it was because I was tired and because there was a bit of pressure because we were live streaming it. But it's just with the first Outlast game, I never got stuck anywhere. It was never difficult to figure out what you were supposed to do or where you were supposed to go. But I guess with Outlast, the first game, you were in an asylum. It was kind of obvious where you were supposed to go because the location couldn't really like confuse you that much, whereas in the Outlast 2 game, you were in the forest. So it's like it's easier to get confused where you're supposed to go, I feel. And right now I'm still stuck at the, well, still stuck, I haven't tried playing it since yesterday, but I'm stuck at this place where 2 different guys are patrolling, and that bugs me. But story-wise, I am intrigued. I definitely want to know what the hell is going on. I don't think it can ever top the first Outlast game, but that's the same with movies and books and so on. Like, it can never top the first one, most of the time. I'm looking forward to see where Outlast 2 is going. I'll probably live stream playing it again at some point. But yeah, but so far I'm not too impressed, but I'm sure that's gonna change. Like, once all the crazy shit really truly happens, then I'm gonna love it, I think. Ever had a supernatural experience like seeing a ghost or something? No. I'm very boring in that aspect. I don't really believe in stuff like that. Or like, I do believe there's something more between heaven and earth, but I don't really believe in legit ghosts, so to speak. I don't know, to me it's just meh. But I did at one point think we had a ghost back in my old apartment because I could hear music. And I was like, where the fuck is the music coming from? Because my radio was turned off. It wasn't coming from my computer, and I kept hearing it. And I was really confused by it. And then when my mom came home, I had to listen to it, and she was like, isn't that just the neighbors? And then we went and knocked on the neighbor's door. And we asked them, are you playing music? And then it turned out to be their radio. So it was like, yeah, that's the closest I've been to a supernatural experience. I don't really believe in it, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, no. Do you have any ships you've been wanting to edit lately? I always want to ship more Helena. And I always want to ship more, to edit more Bakerhood, and I always want to edit more Fesma. I always want to edit more of my OTPs, but I don't have any new ships as such that I've been craving to edit with. I got to edit with Camille and Felicie from Ballerina like a couple of days ago for my non-Disney editing challenge. So I got some new ship feelings out there, so to speak. But I say but a lot, don't I? No, I don't think so. I can't really think of any. At least not right now. I had an experience like that in my old house where I could hear a clock that just wasn't there. Oh, the ticking of a clock. I hate that sound. I really genuinely hate it. Like, my mom's clock in the living room is noisy, to me at least. Like, she never notices it until I point it out, but to me it's like insanely noisy. And like, I'm the type of person that once I've noticed something, I can't unnotice it, and it will just drive me insane. You have 10 clocks in your living room? Why? To make sure it's the right time? Oh my god. I hope you don't have like anyone to ship with Prudence. Anastasia from Cinderella. I ship her with Anastasia, and also a little bit with Shaq, but mostly Prudence. To me, I want her to be with someone clumsy and kind of like, again, her opposite, because she's very polished and prudish, so to speak. And like Anastasia is like clumsy and totally unpolished, unperfect, whatever. So to me, that's perfect with Prudence. Like, I'm definitely an opposites kind of person. So I ship her with Anastasia, and also ship her a little bit with Shaq, human Shaq. But I ship Shaq with Anastasia a lot more. So ghosts freak me out, I swear. Anything supernatural, worm does not. Mostly decor. Okay, so the clocks are decor. That's fine. I kind of like grandfather clocks, to be honest, but I wouldn't want it to actually work because I'd go insane. But grandfather clocks, at least the ones I've seen, are like really cool looking. Like, I have a thing for dark wood, and that sounds so wrong now that I just said that out loud. I mean mahogany. Like, my desk is also like mahogany, and I just had to make it awkward with that comment, didn't I? That's typical me. But yeah, dark wood in general. Like, I love goth architecture as well, and you can't really see it, but in the corner there, there is a skeleton. Not a human-sized one. It's a small one, like this size, I guess, kinda. There. So like, that's a little bit goth to some people, but I actually got it back when I was studying to become a massage therapist. So I had it for anatomical reasons, but I've just kept it since then, even though I ended up realizing I didn't really want to work as a massage therapist after all. After all, I can't speak. I kept it just because I think it's cool. Have you ever watched Quest for Camelot, older SGIW? But Katie looks like Belle, ignore the SGIW. Oh, okay. I have watched Quest for Camelot. I grew up with the movie, and I honestly really enjoy it. I do see why some people think that Katie looks like a younger version of Belle. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of other characters that also look like each other. Because there's a limit to how creative you can be with characters nowadays, because every possible design you could have for a character has already been made. So, but yeah, Kaylee would be a good choice to portray Belle as a younger self if you were to edit with her. I really truly adore Kaylee. Like, the movie has gotten a lot of shit from people, but I did it again. I say bird. I really like it, mostly because of Kaylee, because she is one of the female characters who want to be more, or at least something else, than the old stereotypical girls who just wanted to fall in love. And there's nothing wrong with falling in love and so forth, but I do like female characters who have other ambitions as well. And I like Garrett as well, but most of all Kaylee, and also like Lady Juliana, her mother, and kind of like King Arthur as well. But mostly Kaylee. I really like Kaylee. I like that she wants to be a knight. That's pretty cool. Like, that's worth praising. She was a character who wanted to be something more. And I know there's a lot of other female characters who want that as well. Like Belle also wanted to experience adventure, which kinda resembles Kaylee a little bit. But I don't know. I feel like Quest for Camelot has gotten more shit than it deserves. Same with Strange Magic. Like, the movie is not that bad. It's really, really not. It deserves more credit. It deserves to be edited with a lot more too. Katie is great. Her design is cool. She's pretty without being like overly girly. She has a lot of great scenes. She's a good role model in general, in my opinion. She's also not like despite wanting to be a knight, she's not like a really cool fighter just from the beginning. Like she's not unrealistic in that sense. Like she's just a girl with a dream, and through the movie we can see that while she has the passion and so forth, then she doesn't really know how to fight, and that's way more realistic than just having a oh okay she wants to be able to fight so she can fight. That's not the way the real world works. So to me, I always appreciated the fact that they didn't make her this top-notch fighter from the beginning. Are there any fan casts that you cannot stand for younger characters? Sinbad as older Jim or Recolored Ariel for older Melody? No. I don't give that a lot of thought, to be honest. Like, I don't really think that there's a wrong way to cast a younger, older version as a character. Do I think some casts make more sense? Sure. Like, I think Sinbad as an older Jim makes more sense than Dimitri as an older Jim, for example, because Sinbad is a sailor and Jim is a sailor. So to me that makes more sense. But I keep saying but like that. But I don't dislike this Dimitri as an older Jim at all, and I don't dislike Ariel with her hair color to be an older Melody. As long as they look like the character they're supposed to be the older or younger version of, then I don't really care if I like the character or not or something. Like, as long as they look the way they're supposed to look, then I don't really care. It's not really like, I'm not really, like, I hate using this particular word, but I'm not a very hateful person. I feel like people will hate a lot of things or dislike a lot of things for no good reason. And I'm just not the type of person to hate fan casts or ships or theories or whatever. Like, that's just not something I'm gonna spend my time hating, so to speak. There's that awkward silence again. Are people getting tired? I have a feeling people are getting tired. Maybe that's just me. Am I extremely... Yeah, okay, I'm a little yellow. Probably due to my light. My room is red, in case you can see. It's red. My walls are red. My floor is dark brown. Why am I telling you guys this? I think I don't know what else to say right now. You got any plans for this summer? Yes! Plenty! I am going to London, first of all, for 5 days? 4 days? 4 days. Where I'm going to watch Aladdin the musical, and I'm actually going to explore London a little bit more this time. It's my 3rd trip to London. And the terrible thing is I've only ever gone to London for the sake of musicals and theater. So this time we are also going to experience London a little bit more. I have other plans. I'm going to watch The Hunchback of Notre Dame here in Denmark, which I'm looking very much forward to. I've seen the cast. They look great. They seem to be... they work. I was terrified that they were going to... cast a white girl as Esmeralda, because that type of thing pisses me off. Like, I have watched Carmen here in Denmark, and they casted a white 40-year-old blonde woman as Carmen. And look, I know this is kind of sort of racist to say that, oh, it must be a dark person or whatever, but it's like, it's supposed to be a gypsy, you know, and like this white blonde chick, like this 40-year-old white blonde chick was just not how I would describe a sexy enchantress of a gypsy that was supposed to like tempt and seduce several men. So like I was pissed that like she was just not, she was not seductive in any way. Like it pissed me off that they had casted this blonde white woman. Like she didn't even have black hair. She couldn't even have bothered to wear a wig to get the curls too or whatever. But like, yeah, that pissed me off. But the cast for Esmeralda looks really, really good. She looks like Esmeralda, and that's something that matters a lot to me. So I'm looking forward to that. What got you into non-Disney editing? What got me into editing in general was through videos with Tokyo Mew Mew, which was my first anime I have ever watched. Then what got me into, I think I started wondering, oh, if there's videos of Tokyo Mew Mew, I wonder if there's videos with Disney. And then I just watched a ton of videos, got inspired to do it myself, and then started editing. It's a very boring story, but that's the truth. I work third shift and have not yet been to bed because I'm watching and have to be at work in 4 hours. You should probably sleep. You can always watch this video later on my YouTube channel if you really don't want to miss it or something. You should probably go to sleep. Just sleep a little bit before you have to work. You poor thing. I think we're gonna take the last few questions now because I'm starting to get tired. I imagine you guys are getting tired too. My voice is getting a little bit. So let's take the last couple of questions now or something. Like last chance to ask your questions. This is not. This is it. Favorite songs to edit to? Ooh. I think in general I like to edit with love songs that are a little bit angsty, kind of like Crazy in Love and I Won't Disagree and I don't know, kind of hate love relationship type of songs. Yeah, last chance for the questions. Boo. I just keep refreshing. I will probably be doing editing live streams next week, by the way, next weekend. Because next week I'm going to be having lab days again at school. But I'm going to be editing a lot this weekend, I believe. Not this weekend, next weekend. So I'm going to be doing editing live stream as well. No one asked, but I didn't know what else to say. Favorite style to edit with? I love candy style, but it's not necessarily, I keep saying but that way. But I love candy style because it's a lot of fun to do and challenging in a way, and you can experiment a lot with it. Um, but I think in general I like just regular crossover editing the most. Like not with a lot of effects or whatever, but just making a story and focusing on the story and the storytelling. Um, but, um, so yeah, that's my favorite editing style. Candy style and just regular crossover editing, I think. Okay, I think those were the last couple of questions. I'm officially tired, but this was a lot of fun to do. I did not think I would ever do a Q&A, ever. I don't know why, but it's not something I ever considered doing beforehand, but I feel like I had to make something in celebration of hitting 8,000 subscribers, because not doing anything while hitting that kind of number would kind of suck a little bit. Um, I'm getting messages, sorry. There we go. Um, what was I saying? I got distracted by someone texting me. Oh my god. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This was a lot of fun to do. I will probably do live streams like this again at some point. I don't know when. I don't have any ideas. I'll probably be doing game live streams and editing live streams, and I'm just gonna be live streaming a lot because I love doing it. Thanks you guys for joining. Thank you for all your questions. It was a lot of fun to do, and I hope you guys had fun as well. I'm going to stop now, and I'm going to be uploading this video to YouTube for those who have missed it or want to like skip through some questions or whatever. But thank you guys for watching. See you next time, and have a nice evening.